time's gotten away from you, you're 50 years old, or you're in your 50s and you just haven't prepared. You haven't prepared for retirement. Are you able to? Are you sunk? Like, what are your options? Yes, you can retire. I'm going to tell you how coming up. My name is Mike Bernard. I'm the host of the Wise Money Show. I'm also one of the certified financial planners right here at Korhorn Financial Group. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and smash that thumbs up button. All right, so we talk all the time about getting started early, getting started early. Why? Because building wealth is really a component, it's a formula. It's a component of three inputs. You got to have cash, and you got to take risk, and you've got to add time. The more time you give, the more wealth you can build, right? And the more cash you give, the more wealth you can build. And so yet, we all know the studies in that the average person isn't quite on track. They wish they'd have started sooner. But we all are having life tug at us at all times. And so what do you do? What do you do if you find yourself at 50 or in your 50s and you just are underprepared and you're scratching your head and you're wondering, gosh, will I even be able to retire? And you could feel hopeless. Am I just hung out to dry? Can I do this? Guys, you can do it. You can retire still. That's not too late. I've never seen a scenario that's too late. I honestly haven't. This is why you need comprehensive financial planning so that you can see, all right, even if you're a little embarrassed or a little ashamed, you need comprehensive financial planning to see, what do I need to do now? I mean, now, if you're getting a late start, you can't have any more unforced errors. You've got to make wise decisions from there. So let me give you the scenario. Regardless of whether you're 50 or not, I mean, you need a 5-factor retirement plan. And then let me break this down and I'll apply it to you at age 50 getting a late start. Your 5-factor retirement plan. This is not just a quick online retirement calculator, and it's definitely not that little report you get on the front page of your 401k statement or right when you log into your 401k that says, you're ahead, you're behind. They don't know anything, okay? Those online calculators, no. You need a 5-factor retirement plan. So you need to look at what are these 5 factors, how would you answer them, and then how do they fit together? First is age. When do you want to retire? How long will your life expectancy be? Age. Second, spending in retirement. What's your base spending? What will health insurance cost? What about vacations allowance? How much will taxes be? What about inflation? Okay, that's spending. Third, income. When will you draw Social Security? Do you have a pension? Should you work part-time? What are your income sources? Rental real estate, those sorts of things. Income, that's the third. Fourth, this is the one that freaks people out. If you're getting a late start, this is the one that you're late on, and that is savings. How much are you saving and how much have you already saved? This is the one that people feel guilty of if they didn't start early. But that's the fourth component. And then the fifth one is risk, okay? You might not have liked that formula for building wealth that I said. It's cash times risk times time, okay? Yeah, it requires risk. No risk right now with these interest rates means no return, no interest at all. Most people can't do that, so you got to take some risk. But it's really your decision in each of those. How much risk? How much cash are you saving? How much have you saved? How much income will you have in retirement? When will you draw Social Security? Those sorts of things. How much are you spending? And when do you want to be done? What's your life expectancy? It's those choices. It's those choices that you make and how they fit all together. So what if you find yourself getting a late start? You're 50, you're looking at, honestly, you're not even looking at those 5 factors. That is different. That's unique to us. Most people don't think that way, but you're looking at the one factor that seems like the most important. I don't have a lot saved up, and I might not be saving up that much. What do? You need to sit down with your certified financial planner. You need to talk through those 5 factors. But if you are in that situation, you really need to focus on the other 3, those first 3. Okay? Yes, the fourth, if you've gotten a late start, you've got to do your part and start saving, start building up. You've got to start building a nest egg. But this nest egg, because you've gotten a late start, is likely not going to be enough to provide all of the income that you need for a 3 or 4 decade retirement. It likely isn't because you've gotten a late start. So you've got to focus on these other first 3 inputs. Okay? How long can you and will you work? For many people, they like the idea of retiring in their early 60s or mid 60s. You might still be able to retire in your mid 60s. It might be very difficult for you to retire in your early 60s. But you've got to look at that, and every single year counts, especially if you've gotten a late start. Every year counts. So instead of being done at 65, could you be done at 66 or 67? So you've got to focus on what age, and you've got to do the analysis to see what age is best for you to be done. Well, getting in a late start, does that mean you've got to work until 70? It might, okay? But you've got to figure out age. Second is spending. This is a huge one, okay? This is a huge one. Well, part of the reason why we've gotten a late start is because we've had kids in sports, or we've been doing this and doing that, and we've had some, trouble with debt and some other things. Working with your certified financial planner to get spending in line and figure out how much, what realistically is lifestyle. And what, not beans and rice, but what's a lifestyle that you say, yep, I can do that. I mean, it's not luxurious, it's not lavish, but yep, that works. I could do that. Dialing that in. I mean, guys, we see that all the time, and it really just takes a little bit of analysis to figure out, okay, well, this is your take home right now. This is where money's going. You've got, for a lot of people, well, I got, so much going towards debt. We've got credit cards and student loans for the kids, and we still got the mortgage. All right, well, can we get that paid off by 65? If we can, then instead of spending $7,000 a month, you're spending $2,500 on debt. So you'll be spending, $4,500 in retirement. Boy, yeah, that could work. So figuring that out, that's spending. But the other part of this is healthcare. Your health insurance expenses, this is where a lot of those online calculators fail, is they're not factoring in health insurance costs, which is going to be enormous. So you've got to build that in here. And that ties to that first one, which if you're getting a late start and you haven't built up this big nest egg already, it likely means you won't be able to retire before Medicare. And right now, Medicare is 65. So that will influence age here because of the spending component. And then the third factor, that if you're getting a late start, if you're in your 50s and you haven't been preparing well for retirement, the third thing you need to consider in order to make sure you're on track and to get on track is how you're going to choose Social Security. How you're going to choose Social Security. Your retirement income, Social Security will likely be a larger percentage of what your need is than the average person. If you're getting a late start, then you're not going to have that nest egg built of a couple $1,000,000 in order to draw $100,000 out of, and that's a great retirement, and then your Social Security just kind of folds into that. That's not going to be it because you've gotten a late start, okay? So Social Security is going to be significantly important. Therefore, you can't afford to make a Social Security mistake and draw just flippantly. It might make sense for you to build up cash, be able to retire at 67, live the first couple of years on that cash, and then draw Social Security at the maximum amount, because drawing Social Security at that amount is pretty much going to equal what you need it to be for lifestyle. I don't know, that's just a scenario, but if you are age 50 or in your 50s and you haven't saved much, if you don't have a lot saved, you're going to need to start saving. And you're going to need to figure out how you can save 15%, 10%, 5%. You're going to need to start saving for retirement and taking some risk with that. But really, if you're getting that late start, you've got to work with the CFP and look at when could you realistically retire? What will your spending need to be, and how does that influence your age? And how does that influence how you should draw Social Security? Those are the big three. Your certified financial planner helps people with this all the time. They're not going to look down on you because you coming in and you don't have a lot saved up. No way, they are on your team. They're on your side, and they are going to find a way for you to get from here to there. Like I said, we've been able to find a path for everyone. Contact your CFP, do that work, and work with them to figure out a way to get on track for retirement. You don't have someone on your team that's a CFP, you can contact someone on my team. Go to korhorn.com, that's Korhorn with a K, wisemoneyshow.com, you can find us there as well, or send us an email, info@korhorn.com. All right, there you have it. Go out and take your next wise step in your financial life.